Kathy.
Hola, soy Kathy.
I'm a Republican.
Soy demócrata.
I'm Caucasian.
Soy hispana.
We come together every Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. to discuss issues involving all Nevadans.
Estamos aquí cada martes a las 2:30 para hablar tocante problemas involucrando toda la gente de Nevada.
Come to America today.
Hi, I'm Kathy.
Hi, I'm Kathy too.
I'm Republican.
I'm Democrat.
Oh, I'm Caucasian.
And I'm Hispanic.
But you know what? We come together and we do a show, and it's called the Kathy and Kathy Show. 1 point, 2 views. Thank you so much for joining us. We're on location today at the CSN campus out in Cheyenne to interview one of my favorite people, Sondra Cosgrove. So, Kathy, what do you say? Let's go in and let's talk to Sondra about her exciting event she has coming up.
Come on.
I'm so excited to have one of my favorite people here, Sondra Cosgrove. And guess what? She's a Democrat, y'all. Yeah, I know. Kathy's over there clapping. So I want to turn the mic over because she's got something really exciting going on, and we want to hear all about it.
All right. Thank you so much for having me. I am the president of the League of Women Voters of Las Vegas Valley, and in that position, I'm actually nonpartisan. And so what we do is we reach out pretty much to anybody who lives in Clark County who would like to know more about how elections work, how to get registered to vote. And this year, as we all know now, is a presidential year, and so in Nevada, we do caucuses instead of primaries. But what I have found, not only among our college students who are new voters, and so they've never done a caucus, we have a lot of people who are retired, people who move here from other places, and if you're from a primary state, you're not going to know what a caucus is. You're not going to know what to do. And we were thinking over the summer, we really want to make sure that we have big turnouts for the caucus. We want to have big turnouts for the general election. We want to have big turnouts, period. We don't want anybody to stay home because they don't know what to do. So we decided we would start early and that we would do what we're going to call mock caucus, and that's going to be this Saturday, August 29th. And we've invited leaders from the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. And what we've asked them is to come with handouts or, you know, anything that they feel is educational to help do a demonstration, to do a presentation on how their caucus is going to work. So we're going to be at the Switch Innovation Center, which is down on the 215 in South Decatur. It's on a street called Edmond, but you can see it right from the freeway. What we'll do is we'll divide, we've got 2 rooms reserved, we'll divide people in half. Half the group will go start with the Democrats, half the group will start with the Republicans. And I'm just going to ask them, walk people through what's going to happen the day of the caucus. Because I know they do training for the people who run the caucus, but I don't think they've ever done training for people who come to the caucus. And if you don't know what to do, it can be chaotic. Just a little bit. And so what we want to do is we want them to, in kind of a controlled environment, say this is what's going to happen when you show up. Once each side has run through their process, then we're going to have everybody switch so that they can see what the other party does. So you can pick one or the other to start, but then we're going to want people to switch and do the other party because the parties do it a little bit differently. It's not the same. It's the party that runs it. They get to decide the rules. And so I know there's a lot of people who come to league events that are right now registered nonpartisan. They're going to have to pick one or the other if they want to participate, so they might not know right now which caucus they're going to participate in. They need to have kind of a demonstration done of both.
Sondra, let me stop you right there. Now, when you say bring information, do you mean on the candidates or?
No, actually what we've told them is no campaigning, nothing about the candidates. We just want a demonstration of your process. And if people would like to, after our meeting, go out into the parking lot and get information about candidates and that type of stuff, they're free to do so. But just for this event, we want people just to come together and not argue about politics or positions, just really talk about the process so that you know, whichever side you pick, that when you show up on caucus day, you'll know what to do and you're not going to feel kind of confused and befuddled. Because I know I've done it a number of times, and every time I do it, I forget what we're supposed to be doing sometimes.
Right. Will you have anyone that speaks Spanish that will be able to help the Hispanic community as well?
Yes, we're going to have a couple of league members who speak Spanish, and then I've asked each of the parties if they're going to bring handouts to make sure that they bring it in English and in Spanish.
Oh, this is good. I'm excited. Well, you know, Art has been, my husband has been site manager before, and I was assisting him. But I'm thinking, what did we do? What did we do? And 2012 was kind of a weird time for some of the Republican sites. So we were blessed. Ours, we didn't have any problems, but we're going to be sure we know what's going on.
Well, I know for the Democrats, I know in 2008, it was the year that they were kind of riled up because there was a lot of competition between the Hillary people and the Obama people. And so I think without an incumbent this time, both sides are probably going to have a lot of passionate people are going to show up. And especially when people are very excited about their candidate, it's hard to get people to remember what they're supposed to be doing.
Right.
And so if this turns out to be a successful event, both of the parties said that they would be willing to run it again maybe in January when we get a little bit closer.
Oh, that would be wonderful. I think this is great because I don't know whether you know it or not, but a lot of the Republicans will be up at a state convention. So, you know, they wanted to be here, but it'll be kind of us lay people kind of winging it. So.
Yeah, I've been talking to Greg Baylor, who's new into Nevada, and he said the last time I talked to him, he said that they were trying to decide who was going to be here and who was going to Winnemucca, and I'm like, okay, well, go Winnemucca. But yeah, so he had already said that, and he immediately asked me, he said, we really want to schedule another one of these to make sure that if there's people who are from the Republican Party who aren't going to be in town, that they're going to be able to participate, and I said, absolutely, that just to let me know what's a good date.
That'll be great.
Sondra, do you have a website where everyone can go and look at the upcoming events that you guys have?
If you just Google League of Women Voters of Las Vegas Valley, our website will show up, and then we also have a blog. And so I make sure that on the website it's just kind of listed out in calendar format. But if you go to the blog, every time there's a flyer or anything that I'm posting on social media, I post the actual flyers onto our blog. And with our blog, you can subscribe to it so that anytime I'm adding something new, you would get an email for it.
Okay. The public is available to go?
It's free and open to the public. Okay. Right, all of our meetings are.
Also, it's on Facebook.
Yes, and so if you go to the League of Women Voters Las Vegas Valley, our Facebook page, which is an open public page, any event that we're doing that you can go ahead and click on that you're going to is on Facebook.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Boy, that sounds like an exciting time. Yes. Well, tell us about CSN, what you're doing here.
I'm a history professor here at CSN. I've been here since 2003, and it's changed a lot just since I've been here. I mean, when I came here, that we were barely offering any online classes, and now I teach the majority of my classes online. And so you can really see a demographic change, but we're also now going through kind of an economic development change in Las Vegas and in all of Nevada. So when I started, everybody was going to either become a nurse or go work at the casino industry, and that's completely changed. Yeah. And I think one of the reasons we see so many more people taking online classes is how many more tech companies and tech jobs that we're getting, which I think is kind of exciting. But I mean, I went from barely knowing how to do email to now I'm like HTML code and all that fun stuff. And it's hard to keep up, but it's kind of exciting. But something that I just posted on Facebook actually today is on September 19th, we usually when we have our fall kickoff meeting for League, we try and focus on education. So last year we had Pat Skorkowski come from CCSD. This year, I had been talking with people at the Nevada System of Higher Education and asked them if they could come and talk about that new Silver State Opportunity Grant that just passed through the legislature, which is our first scholarship now that's need-based, so it's more for low-income students. And as I was talking to Frank Woodbeck, who is one of the directors at NCHE, I was also talking to Mike Richards, who's the president of CSN. And just this week, Monday, or it was last Monday for convocation, he announced that CSN is going to be working with the Gwynn Center to create a debt-free community college plan that we can take to the legislature. And so he will be at our September 19th meeting to announce, what that's going to look like, what it would take in order for us to get it passed.
Wow, exciting thing.
Hi, I'm Kathy.
Hola, soy Kathy.
I'm a Republican.
Soy demócrata.
I'm Caucasian.
Soy hispana.
We come together every Tuesday at 2:30 p.m. to discuss issues involving all Nevadans.
Estamos aquí cada martes a las 2:30 para hablar tocante problemas involucrando toda la gente de Nevada.
Come to America today.